Hello everyone, myself Anjani Gohil, here from Vidyalankar classes. Today I'm here to brief you about the board preparation tips for biology. Now here this session is precisely with respect to how you're supposed to write your paper, what are the do's, what are the don'ts which you need to follow. Apart from that, what all strategies you can apply and give your best in your board biology paper. Let's begin with it. Your biology paper, it is going to be for 100 marks. When I'm saying 100 marks, the division goes like the 70 and 30. The 70 goes for your theory and the 30 marks goes for your practical. Here, with respect to the practical, we have to keep in mind as the practical is for 30 marks, it is divided as part A, part B, and part C. When I'm talking about part A, it consists of the major experiments and the minor experiments. Now, the major experiment will be for 4 marks, the minor will be for 3 marks. And one more question based question number 3, that also comes under the minor experiment. Even that will be for 3 marks. You have to keep one thing in mind with respect to the major experiment. I'll just give you one example wherein potato osmoscope, you have one of the major experiments. The diagram which is there in it, it is ultra important. As in, you have, when you draw the diagram, you have to show the initial marking point also, okay, and the final marking point also in the diagram. So here both the diagrams are equally very important. So you cannot just draw one diagram, that is the final rise in water level. You cannot draw one diagram, you have to draw both the diagram. When you open your journal, on the first page itself, you have both the diagrams, you have to draw both the diagrams. Aim is important. Conclusion, inference, observation, equally very much important. What you observe, please do mention it. Next, about part B, it includes question number 4, that is spotting for 10 marks. This is considered to be the highly important zone, I can say, or highly important part, I can say, wherein you can, easily get those marks. You will be having 10 spots, 1 mark each. One important thing about this spot is what is in front of you. It will be in alphabetical order, A, B, C, and so on. 10 alphabetical orders, wherein you have to follow one by one. See to it that you mention the correct spot in which you are, like in front of which you are sitting. Spot A, if it is wind pollination, image of maize is kept in front of you. See to it that you mark it accordingly. Next, precise points for identification. Don't lengthen much since it is only for 1 marks. Need not elaborate it much. 2 to 3 points more than sufficient. Next is your part C, considered to be very important, wherein here will be your project, the report, that is going to be for 5 marks. Next is the Viva one, that is going to be for 2 marks. One important thing I tell you about the Viva part is whenever the external examiner will ask you any question, if it is on osmosis, if you exactly don't know what is osmosis, hold on, take it patiently. Recall whatever you know about osmosis or what you have performed in your practical. Do not just say, I don't know, I cannot answer. Please don't do that, okay? Next is about the certified practical journal. The more you keep it neat and tidy, the marks will be in your pocket. So see to it that you provide a complete and a certified journal in your examination. Next is about the chapter-wise weightage. Now, when I'm saying chapter-wise weightage, you have total 15 chapters, wherein you have for marks like with option and without option. So when you see here, the highest weightage one is the chapter number 1st, 2nd, 8th and 9th, wherein you have with options for the 10 and 11. Another 2 are for 8 and 8. Now, one thing you have to keep here in mind is which are the corners in these chapters which are highly important. Many a times from chapter number 1, you have a few questions in MCQ also. There might be definition for gitanogamy, autogamy. So you have to pay attention to those corners. Outbreeding devices, a list of definitions are there in your textbook. Please go through it. Next, with respect to the male gametophyte, the female gametophyte, you have apomixis. There are main categories of apomixis. That is recurrent, non-recurrent, adventive. See to it that you complete it. The corners such as TS of anther, just the diagram, many a times for section B. Okay. Next is with respect to, you have polyembryony, you have parthenocarpy. So see to it that you cover these zones. Significance with respect to double fertilization, anatropous ovule, highly important. Next is about reproduction in lower and higher animals. Here in lower and higher animals, human male reproductive system, human female reproductive system, very important. Parturition for section C, wherein 3 steps you have to elaborate. Next is short note on lactation, short note on goals of RCH program. Next will be with respect to in your textbook. When you open this chapter, you will get to see one of the tabular form wherein it is mesoderm, ectoderm and endoderm. This tabular form is given, wherein the tabular form is showing you that from mesoderm which components are originating, from ectoderm which components are originating, be it adrenal gland, be it any other part. So you need to know which part originates from which germ layer. Okay. Next, with respect to reproduction in lower and higher animals, infertility part, wherein you have techniques, you have birth control measures. Under birth control measures, there is temporary, there is permanent. So see to it that you go through the temporary one. The list goes long. Mechanical means are there. Next is natural methods are there. Pills are there. So see to it that you focus on these corners. Next is about the respiration and circulation. RBCs, types of WBCs, a short note on WBCs, coagulation, next clotting of blood, about respiration and circulation, inspiration, expiration. I have shared one of the previous board question paper with you, wherein I'll be telling you how the questions are presented and how you're supposed to answer. We'll discuss that later. Apart from this, under respiration and circulation, internal structure of human heart. Next is the conducting system and conducting tissue. See to it that you be clear that you are studying about the system, you're studying about the tissue, wherein tissue is not asked in previous years, but there is system पूछा गया है, wherein in system SA node, the AV node, Purkinje fibers, bundle of phase, see to it that you mention them. Okay. Next, about control and coordination, highly important, the nervous system, hydra and planaria, both. Next is about the TS of spinal cord, formation of spinal nerve, just the short note, just the diagram. Next, under control and coordination, you have one of the components wherein you have glands. When we precisely talk about the thyroid gland, there might be a distinguishing form where you have to distinguish between the hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. So see to it that you cover up these components. The last part wherein you study about the gonads in control and coordination, you have about ovaries. Now under ovaries, you have to list the hormones which are related to ovaries. Okay. So see to it that you cover up those hormones. There are 4 hormones given in your textbook. See to it that you study them all. Progesterone, estrogen, relaxin. Okay. Do not miss out any. Next, about the rest of the chapters, equally somewhere important, wherein section A bit part of section B. Okay. So here when we talk about inheritance and variation, all the crosses, test cross, back cross, incomplete dominance, codominance, wherein the cross and the description equally important. Next is autosomal inheritance. Now many a times they are not going to clearly write there that describe widows speak. What they are going to write there? Describe autosomal dominant inheritance. So you should know कि autosomal dominant inheritance में which part is going to be there. PKU है कि widows speak है. So you have to keep this very much clear. Okay. Next, when we talk about origin and evolution, here with respect to industrial melanism, okay, complete that part, go through it. Next, you have isolation, that is geographical isolation and reproductive isolation. Under reproductive isolation, you have divisions, that is the pre and the post one. Under that also, you have subdivisions. So see, it is just a one-line form. Keep in mind to at least understand and write it in your own words a bit closer to the actual answer. Okay, do not just leave it out. Next, with respect to plant-water relation, plant growth and mineral nutrition, here osmosis, active absorption, passive absorption, significance of transpiration. Under significance of transpiration, you have advantages and disadvantages. So if you get this question in your exam, how are you supposed to present the answer? Don't just randomly write it down. See to it that you depict both. Mention advantages 2 to 3, disadvantages 2. So please be precise in significance. Both are going to be there. Next is the factors affecting the water loss. So see to it that you complete those part. Next is about human health and diseases. Whenever in exam you get any human health and disease related question, see to it if they are telling you to describe elephantiasis or malaria, you write the whole part, or introductive part, the positivation part, then write down the symptoms, then write down the mode of transmission, then the symptoms, and then the preventive measures or the treatment. Next is about in human health and diseases, structure of antibody, structure of HIV, please do it. Structure of Salmonella typhi, please go through that. Next is you have list types of cancers given there. At least go through the types of cancers. Okay, treatment, and with respect to treatment, there are many under it. You can easily elaborate it in your own words, but at least go through it. There is chemo, there is radiotherapy, then there is a counseling part given, wherein as the person is facing lots of issues, suffering with cancer, so how counseling can be done. Okay. Next is about enhancement of food production. Under this, you have callus suspension, aqueous one, and all. See to it that you complete this part, wherein where the agitator is used, where the agitator is not used, maintenance of aseptic conditions and all. See to it at least you go through that part. Next, in enhancement and food production, you have about single cell protein, you have biofortification, biopiracy part, all the examples, wherein it is for turmeric, it is the neem, it is for the basmati rice. Don't miss that out. Next, the last three chapters under biotech, the PCR. Next, you have for PCR, in the previous year examination, there was a question where you had to enlist the mechanism of PCR, the steps. So each is step 1, step 2, step 3. The temperature which is mentioned in your textbook, that was highly important. Okay. Talking about chapter number 13, 14, and 15, I consider it to be more of an EVS part. Why? Because it is more of dealing with the ecosystem. Next, here you get to see the stratification, the zonation part. Apart from that, you have one of the question, list the abiotic factors, temperature, water, soil, etc. Next, you have about list the adaptation. Adaptation answer is quite very simple. So see to it that you don't miss that out. Next is about biodiversity conservation and environmental issues, wherein MCQ, one line somewhere or the other. You can just more, even if you get a short note on, list the measures for controlling noise pollution or something, you can easily elaborate it. So the remaining part, as you can see the weightage, you can study accordingly. For these three chapters, you please refer to the previous year's papers. It is going to be highly beneficial. Let's move on with the next. Okay, so here with respect to the biology examination, you have to follow certain pattern. Since the time is very precise, the paper is going to be for 3 hours, 180 minutes. Marks are 70, we know. The paper is divided into 4 sections. Now, when I'm saying it is 4 sections, it is the A, B, C, and D. When we talk about section A, it is divided into question number 1 and question number 2. Now, 1 is going to consist of 10 MCQ questions, 1 mark each. Second one is, you have question number 2, you have 8 very short answer type. Here it is very clear, either in one word or as one line. You need not explain it in brief for sure. Next, again, 8 questions, 1 mark each. Next, you come for section B, you have 12 questions. You have to attempt any 8 questions for 2 marks each. Here under section C, again, you have 12 questions. You have to attempt any 8, 3 marks each. Answer along with diagram are highly expected, and it comes for section C. Next, you have section D, wherein these are going to be the long answers for 4 marks. For option, you'll be having 5, from which you have to attempt any 3. 4 marks each. Now, here under section D, we feel that, it is just going to be a brief answer, a diagram with the answer, brief one. No, many a times, if you refer the previous year's papers, you have questions like question 1, A, B, C. Just an example, arteries and veins you distinguish based on its lumen and thickness of the wall. So here, what is it expected? That will be for 2 marks. Next question will be, suppose the B1 will be, list the instrument used to measure the blood pressure. That is sphygmomanometer. Okay, that will be for 1 marks. ऐसे करके 2, 1 and 1 more question, 1. So 2 plus 1 plus 1, 4 marks. Okay. Next, here with respect to section D, see to it that you do not elaborate the answer. I mean, see to it you write it point wise. Okay, if you have a diagram along with it, precise diagram with proper labeling. Okay, the marks will be distributed like 2 marks for diagrams, 2 marks for answer. So accordingly, you prepare the answer. Okay, next is about, here it is about the weightage to the types of questions. Now here with respect to the weightage, as I said, you will be having MCQ 1 mark each. How it is going to be depicted? Like question 1, 1 to 10. Next, when I talk about the one line answers, that is very short answer type of questions, 1 mark each, you will be getting 8. So question 2, 1 to 8. Next, for short answers, that is the section B, 2 marks each. The question number starts from question number 3 to question number 14. Next, about the section C, 3 marks each. Here the question number starts from 15 up to 26. Next, about long answers, 4 marks each. The question number starts from 27 up to the 31. Okay. Next here is the time management, which is a very important part. I would highly suggest you for section A and C and D, where there are diagrams, or somewhere in B also, they might ask you, very rare. But if you have diagrams for section A, do not waste much of your time. Okay, there is going to be multiple choice questions. You have to select the answer and write it down. How you supposed to write that answer? What you need to, be careful about. We'll discuss it in the next slide. But for now, I'll just tell you, do not invest much of the time. One line answers with respect to section A, here it is very clear. It will be a definition, or else you have to just answer in one word. The voice box agar pucha hai, so here what will be your answer? The larynx basically. So here just one word or one sentence. So I think almost 30 minutes are more than sufficient. Next is about the section B. It is going to be for 16 marks. You have to solve 8 questions, right? So 40-minute approx is more than sufficient. Why? Because it is going to be the 2 marks answers. Major time is seen that you might invest in section C, where you might have diagram along with the answer, or else you have to write brief answers, which might be quite lengthy. So 60 minutes, sufficient. Section D, 12 minutes, 30 minutes we can give here along with the answer, along with the diagram, the answer if given, otherwise only the brief answer. Okay, so 30 minutes are more than sufficient. Here the 20 minutes which are shown, what you get to see on the screen, the start 10 and the end 10. Start 10, it is highly suggested that as soon as you get the question paper, see to it, I've shared the paper, I'll show it to you. The first pages of instruction, even if you know about the instructions, still I would suggest you go through that sheet, and for 10 minutes at least invest those 10 minutes precisely in checking which questions you know. So you can just simply go through the question paper, give 10 minutes for it, more or less 10 minutes. Next, last end ke jo 10 minutes hai, highly important, wherein what you have to check for section A. Have you written the question number correctly? MCQ number correctly? Have you written the option number correctly? Because suppose the answer for 1, it is A and it is correct. But, just in hurry or somewhere like, in that excitement or something, you might write A, but you might write the wrong answer. Or you might write B and you write the correct answer, something like that. So see to it, you go through these things again. One line, see to it that you have written exactly जो पूछा गया है, nothing more or less different. Next, so overall time management, the 180 minutes gets consumed like this, or you can divide like this. I would highly suggest you again section A and C and D, wherein there are diagrams. Don't invest more time in diagrams. No doubt diagrams have marks, but don't waste time in drawing, bigger diagrams. The more bigger diagrams you'll draw, you will consume the whole sheet. You will consume more time in, making it more presentable. Okay, let's move with the next slide. Okay, so here there are few general instructions which you need to follow, and it is going to be very important. Here about the first one, the first instruction is based on MCQ. The correct alphabet with correct word is very important. Okay, now here I've given you one example. Vermiform appendix is an example of dash organ. So now when you see here, you have list of options. Okay, how you're supposed to write, I've highlighted here. Question number 1, the first question, the correct alphabet and the correct word for it. Okay. Next is about the short note. Short answers. Your short answers are for 1 mark. As I told you, either write the correct exact answer. Either it is going like you will have 1 mark or else 0. There's nothing like half a mark. Okay, keep this clear, because if you feel that I have written something like it, so I'll get at least half a marks. No, either the correct word or the correct definition. Many a times quite closer. If you forget the exact definition, you know something about it which is quite closer to the actual definition, please write it down. Don't just leave the answer. Okay, so here it is very clear, either 1 mark or 0, no half a mark. Next is about the distinguish between the tabular, it should be in tabular form. Now for distinguish between, keep one thing in mind. If it is for 2 marks, 4 points. Now 4 point does not mean 1, like if it is distinguished between sperm and ovum. So I'm not saying that 1 point here, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Same for ovum, 1, 2, 3, 4. ऐसे करके you have to write 4 points. Okay. If it is for 3 marks, 6 points. As I told you, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the same on the opposite side. Okay. Next is about match the column and complete the chart. Now we always feel if it is not written rewrite, why should I rewrite? It is not like that. You cannot write the answers if it is a match the following 1-B, 2-C. No, you have to rewrite the whole table. If it is complete the chart, see to it that you rewrite the whole chart again. Okay. Next is about, that's not the correct way when you write, 1-B, 2-C, or for complete the chart, I can just randomly write the answers. No, that does not look good. Next, mention the sections or the question number or the answer numbers neatly and clearly. Yes, please. Many a times what happens is you are just in hurry to write the paper. So what you do is there are chances you might write the wrong section number, you might write the wrong question number, but you are writing the answer correct. Suppose you are attempting question number 27. You are writing the answer for 27, but the number you've written 30. I'm just giving an example. To see to it, please don't do that mistake. Next is draw proportionate and labeled diagram. Draw diagram with pencil only. Please. We've seen many papers wherein, the diagram is with pen and very much untidy. No, your diagram holds marks. Now, when I'm saying it holds marks, the division goes like, you can see here, when it is for 2 marks, half marks is purely for neatness. The rest 1.5 marks is for 3 correct labelings. Now, don't stick to this. Like, if only 3 correct labelings are there, why should I write more labelings? Even if I know, why should I write? Don't do that. You know it, you please write it. Many a time there are chances that if you do mistake here somewhere in the labelings, if you've done the actual other labelings also, it will help you to cover up the marks. Similarly, for 3 marks, half marks for neatness compulsorily, and 2 marks for 5 correct labelings. Okay, 2.5 marks for 5 correct labelings. Next is about answer should be point wise. See to it that you underline the subheadings, you underline the keywords. Again, don't keep changing the ink. I repeat, please don't keep changing the ink. If you've started writing the paper with a black ball pen, see to it that throughout the paper end, you follow the same black ball pen only. The black ball pen is being used, then a gel pen is being used, or any color change is done. Please don't do that. Now, point wise, I'll give you one example. If you get an answer for WBC, okay, what is expected for WBC? First thing for WBC will be either mentioning the full form. Second, you'll be mentioning about the range in adults, okay, adult males, adult females. Next, you'll be mentioning about the 3 definitions, the leukopenia, next leukemia, the blood cancer and all. So whenever you write the answer, see to it that you highlight it. This in turn, creates a good impression. It lets the examiner know or the moderator know that you have the knowledge about the answer which you attempted. Next, use examples wherever necessary. Now here, for wind pollination, water pollination, there are a list of examples. If you get, parthenocarpy or polyembryony, I'm just giving an example, wherein you can mention examples, the list of the fruits, okay? Next is about using examples. See to it, wherever there are examples, you mention it, because that will help you to, gain up the marks, okay? Next, start each section on a new page. Avoid attempting sections in fragments. I'll give you an example out here. You are writing the answer on page number 8. Okay. You are done writing the answer. Okay. Like still some points you recall. So what you will do, you shift on page number 9. Okay. Hardly of page number 9, you've used hardly 3 to 4 lines. Leave the rest of the part. Start the new section on page number 10 only. I am saying new section on new page. I am not saying each new answer on new page. Section B, the 8 answers in one row. Okay. Don't be like you've started with section A, then you are solving D, then you came on B, you left something of D, so you are writing D. Don't do this. Don't solve the paper in fragments, a bit. Don't do that. Okay. Next. one thing I just want to highlight here with respect to the plant growth and mineral nutrition, the plant chapters, you have list of hormones out here. Okay. See to it that you cover up those list of hormones. Don't just, leave those hormones. You have ethylene. Next, you have the cyto one. See to it that you prepare a chart for it, wherein that chart will be beneficial for you to memorize the answer. One more thing I wanted to tell you, wherein from all the chapters there are many definitions, right? See to it that per chapter, or you prepare a booklet of yours wherein per chapter wise you've prepared the list of definitions, wherein many a times we'll discuss further that how definitions come as 4 marks, like under section D, how those are represented out there, where you have to solve. It is up to you, solve or you don't solve, but how they are presented out there. So for that reason, to get those 4 marks, see to it that somewhere or the other, the list of definitions, you prepare a booklet wherein you can easily memorize from them. Okay. The long day plans, the short day plans. Next, you have about vernalization. See to it that you cover it. You have TS of, you have a structure of root hair. Okay. Next, this is the question paper. As I told you, as soon as you get the question paper, though you know the instructions, you please go through the instructions. Next is about the MCQ. The lists are given like this. One thing I would just highlight here, that whenever you get the question paper, we usually tend, whenever we read the questions, we feel, I know the key points, so I'll write it down. I'll forget later. Don't write anything on the question paper, please. Next, the list of MCQs. One thing I'll highlight here, that you have these diagrams in your textbook, right? We feel that this might not come in exam, but there are chances of getting such types of questions in boards wherein they are going to just label it like this, okay? Wherein you have to select which is the correct one. So see to it, you don't leave out anything from here. One more thing I wanted to tell you, there's one more chart in your textbook wherein, the tabular forms with respect to respiration and circulation, wherein the disease or the disorder is giving along with its symptoms. We'll see the question. It's here. I'll show it to you. As I said, first we'll go through the one line one. As I said, it's either one word or just one statement. As you can see, expand the term ZIFT. What is expected? Just the full form of ZIFT. Next, the full form of IAA. Just the full form of IAA. If you see, explain the term immigration. Now don't stick to the word like they've said explain. So I'll brief it. It's not about briefing. Explain, it means that just define the term immigration. So wherein you'll be just defining it. Next is section B. As you can see, DNA fingerprinting, they've just jumbled up the steps and you have to arrange those steps. That's it. Next, if you see here, you have the question wherein the diagram is given. That is why I told you, don't think that, these diagrams are not important. They might ask you in a twist and turned manner, wherein you can see here it is A and B labeled. What is expected? A stands for what? Need not draw this diagram again in your answer sheet. Simple. A is what? B is what? Apoplast, symplast, what does it stand for? And the definition for it. That's it. Next, as I told you, the table wherein the disorder is given, okay, and the symptoms are given for it. So you have to just mismatch it. Here, with respect to section C, you have to attempt any 8. There are 12 questions. Can you see here? You have this diagram given. Now the key. If your teacher or your guide has given you the key for identifying the diagrams, well and good. If not, you bring up your key. When I'm saying key, what do I mean? Now suppose I've given you this diagram. What will be the key for this? You have the nucleus out here. You have the cytoplasm out here. What will be the key? Cytoplasm में अगर granules है, so this belongs to which one? Neutro, baso or acido. Acido, another name, eosinophil. Next, with respect to absence of granules in the cytoplasm, तो क्या होगा? Agranulocyte or agranulocyte. So bring up such keys. Okay. Next, how will you identify this diagram? Based on the nucleus, multilobed, bilobed, what it is. So similarly, they'll ask you the questions. Here, what you do is you draw the diagram. Okay. Mark it as A, B, C. And here, as the arrows are given, you write the answer and double underline your answer. Okay. Next is here, I want to highlight this part again, which is there in your textbook, wherein the question is give the name and type of the cranial nerves. So you have a tabular form given in your textbook, which is based on the cranial nerves, the types of cranial nerves and what is its function. Please, I request, do not miss that out. At least the tabular form is vast, I understand, but you can always go through the type of nerves, okay, the number associated with it and the function. That's it. Next, with respect to section D, here, if we talk about how to present the answer for section D, what are chromosomal disorders? Okay, just the definition of chromosomal disorder. Next, describe Turner syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome. Keep it simple. Klinefelter syndrome, the depiction. How are human females depicted? XX. How are human males depicted? XY. Okay, so you mark the depiction of Klinefelter syndrome. Next, the reason for such depiction. Okay, what is the reason? Non-disjunction of which chromosome number? Okay, or which particular chromosome? Next, the person suffering with this syndrome, what characteristic features it is going to show? G, C, F, general characteristic features, you have to list it. Again, while listing, write down symptoms or general characteristic features 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a list of it. That helps the answer to look more presentable. Okay. Next, as I said, the list of definitions you can see here. Explain following terms. You have grafting, you have apomixis, polyembryony, and parthenocarpy. This is something very much not expected. You guys will be like, ये तो definition में था, how it is in section D. But here, 1 mark each, 4 marks in your pocket. So for that reason, see to it that you don't miss out the definitions. While writing for grafting, see to it that you mention about both the cycon and the stalk. We know that everybody knows grafting is like you cut particular part, you attach it to the other part. But which is the part, what the part you are cutting, what is it called? The part onto which you are attaching, what is it called? So these all points are very important. Next, as you can see here in section D, inspiration and expiration. The diagram is given labeled as A and B. Rest all the labelings are not there. They have just shown that, the air is moving inward. Okay. The air is moving outward and the projection of the diaphragms are shown. So here what is expected? A is inspiration or expiration. B is inspiration or expiration and points associated with it. See to it, you mention about the intercostal muscles, the pressure. Next, do mention about the structure of the diaphragm and then so on. Next, students, for reference purpose, I would suggest you to refer to the Maharashtra State Board textbook for biology. Apart from that, there is the Score Booster book by Vidyalankar, in which you have the previous year's solved question papers. So once you are done with your preparation, you can always go through this, wherein from 2013 to 22, the question papers have been solved. And the whole booklet consists of the physics, the chemistry, bio, and maths. Okay. Next year, score booster books for MHT CET, wherein these books are available for physics, chemistry, mathematics, and bio. Here it is going to be highly helpful for you from from few perspectives, wherein it is going to provide you the summary. Initially, you get the summary, the topic becomes more clear for you. Next, it also depicts few shortcut methods which will help you to, elaborate the answers or understand the answers in more clear way. Next is about the MHT CET 2025 crash course, which is available in both offline and online mode. Your daily study plan will be provided to you. Apart from that, expert faculties are there of Vidyalankar to give you the best guidance. Lastly, daily test will be taken with detailed analysis will be done. Apart from that, last minute revision is given, provided at its best. Students, I wish you all the very best for examination. Please follow the tips, the tricks which I've given to you, and we wish you lots of luck.